There's a huge wave of new laws targeting your kid's phone. So let's dive into why governments, from Sydney all the way to Brussels, are suddenly taking this kind of decisive action, and what it all really means for families who are caught right in the middle of it. And that quote from a 12-year-old in Australia just hits you, right? That's the heart of it. This isn't just about some abstract policy, it's about the real world, about a generation that's grown up with this technology. This is literally where big government decisions meet the playground.
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll track this global wave of new laws. Then, we're going to unpack the science that's driving all of this. After that, we'll hear from the teens themselves, explore the really tough choices that parents are facing, and finally, we'll look at what might actually lie beyond these simple bans.
So first up, let's just get a sense of the scale here. I mean, this isn't just one country having an idea. No, this is a coordinated international movement, and it is picking up speed at a really incredible rate.
The momentum is just building so rapidly. It really kicks off in late 2024, with Australia basically firing the starting gun. Then, by the middle of 2025, Denmark's prime minister is out there calling social media a monster. Then you see Malaysia talking about it because of campus safety, and the entire EU Parliament is getting ready to vote. The dominoes are falling, and believe me, they are falling fast. So, what's fueling this fire? Why this sudden urgency from governments all over the world? Well, it turns out it's a really powerful combo of overwhelming public support and some, frankly, pretty alarming scientific research. An Ipsos poll really just lays the public mood bare. Globally, more than 7 out of every 10 people believe kids under 14 just shouldn't be on social media. You know, that level of agreement is so rare, and it gives politicians a really strong green light to go ahead and act.
And the science behind all that public concern? It's pretty startling. A massive 10-year study in Japan followed 70,000 students. And get this, they found that for kids who spent hours and hours on their phones, the key areas of their brain, the parts for logic and cognition, they just stalled. Their development literally stopped over a 3-year period. Think about that for a second. Their grades were actually worse than if they hadn't studied at all.
And this isn't just a simple battle of willpower. Teens are facing off against something called persuasive design. These platforms are intentionally engineered to get you hooked. They get rid of natural stopping points with infinite scroll. They take away your choice with auto-playing videos. It's like one teenager's self-control versus, as one expert put it, hundreds of engineers whose entire job is to keep them glued to that screen.
But what about the very people at the center of this whole storm, the teenagers themselves? For them, this isn't some high-level policy debate. This is deeply, deeply personal.
For so many teens, their digital world is their social world. It's where they keep up with friendships, find support from people who really get them, and build entire communities around stuff they love. But it's a total double-edged sword. It's also a place of insane social pressure, that constant fear of missing out, or FOMO, and now a growing feeling that their whole world is being controlled by adults who just don't get it.
And that brings us to the front lines of this whole issue, the family living room. I mean, this global debate is forcing parents everywhere into a corner, making them choose between two very different and really challenging approaches to digital parenting.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the two sides of that parental coin. On one hand, you've got parents like Elaine who believe the only way forward is to teach critical thinking, to equip kids to navigate the digital world themselves. But on the other hand, you have parents like Angel who feel their duty is to actively monitor and filter everything, to guide their child until they're old enough to handle it alone. There is just no easy answer here.
Okay, so if a blanket ban might not be the complete solution, and parenting is this constant tightrope walk, what are the other options? Let's look at the strategies that aim for something a little more nuanced than just logging kids off entirely.
So, experts are increasingly talking about this idea of a balanced digital diet. It's really a shift in focus. Instead of just restriction, it's all about collaboration. It's about having open conversations about the risks, creating rules together, teaching them how to be smart digital citizens, and this is a big one, modeling that healthy behavior ourselves.
So the crucial point is this. We have to elevate the conversation. The debate can't just be a simple yes or no, on or off. The real goal has to be moving from arguing about the quantity of screen time to improving the quality and the safety of that time.
And so we're left with this fundamental choice, right? Do we go with a ban, hoping a top-down circuit breaker can protect a vulnerable generation? Or do we empower them, giving kids, parents, and schools the tools they need to navigate this world on their own terms? The right path forward is still being decided, and that's what makes this conversation so critical right now.